Hi, my name is Nate Callan. I'm responding to your ad on Indeed.com for an SEO specialist. Instead of writing a boring resume, I'm going to prove that I know what I'm talking about just through video. Um, so just to start, it looked like you guys were a dental office in Los Angeles. So I just Googled dental Los Angeles, and you want your businesses to appear here, which is called the Map Pack. And you also want them to appear first here, which is called the organic rankings. So just to cover, about 80 to 90% of people will choose one of these three, at least get quotes from them. More than likely with the dental, it's who can get them in the fastest. But that kind of limits, if you're not in these three, you're missing a ton of customers. Um, the reason these people are up here in these three map packs is something called citations. So a citation is essentially a directory listing online um, that literally has your NAP, so your name, address, and phone number of your business. The more of those you have, the higher you go in the map rankings. It sounds super simple, and there's a few things that play into it, a few other things that play into it, but that is kind of the basics of it. Um, so if you want your dental offices to rank here, you gotta do citations, and I'm talking in the hundreds for sure, if not maybe 1,000, especially with Los Angeles because it's a very competitive market. So that's kind of the explanation of the map pack, which leads to a ton of business. Organic rankings, that gets a little bit more complicated. Still leads to a ton of business, but let's look at smileandla.com. They are, in my account, they're first because Yelp.com doesn't really count. Most people aren't going to click Yelp. They want an actual business site. So smileandla.com, Shervin Louis, Dr. Shervin Louis is first. Why? We'll look at my analyst site here. They have 520 external backlinks. So essentially what a backlink is your website is listed on another website and there's a link on it. So people can click that and it goes to your website. So they have 520 of those. If you think of a backlink as like a vote in like an election, then you can kind of understand it a little bit better. The more backlinks you have, the higher authority you have in Google, so they push you up the rankings. The kicker to that is that every vote is not equal. So, let's say you had somehow you got your website linked on Nike.com. For some reason, they put your link on their site. That'll never happen, but for some reason they did. Nike, it's multi-billion-dollar business. They have a ton of authority in Google's eyes. So your website would be pushed up the rankings even further. If you had one backlink from Nike versus Smile and A's 520, that one backlink from Nike would be more authoritative than the 520 from Smile and LA. So that leads to what's called trust flow and what's called citation flow. Trust flow is how trusting your website is according to Google. The higher the trust flow rating is, the more authority you have. Your goal is to have high authority backlinks, authoritative enough to where the citation flow, which is the amount of backlinks that you have, is equal or as close as possible to your trust flow rating. So if I was looking at Smile and LA, I would want this number to be higher than this number, if not equal. So they are a little bit upside down right now, which they can definitely even out if they get more high authoritative backlinks and less bad backlinks. So they are still first though, and that's all that matters. If you look at, so I scrolled all the way to page 4, and I picked up Downs Dental. They are still a dentist in LA. And I looked at their site. They have 5 backlinks. They have 0 trust flow. They have 11 citation flow. This is why they don't have any authority. 5 backlinks that have 0 power. That is the main thing for organic rankings. It's super, super simple. I just thought I'd explain it because most people don't get it. But that's kind of the gist of it. Backlinks will help in the map pack. If you have more backlinks, you have a little bit more authority in the map pack, but citations are the most important, and then backlinks are all about the organic rankings. There are countless of other very minor issues that you can definitely change on your website and on the back end of things, but those are the 2 biggest things that are most important. And I wanted to explain that to you guys because I guarantee you're getting a lot of SEO companies that say, hire me, but they don't really explain what they're doing. I will literally explain every single process that I'm doing and why it's going to rank. Like I said, there are countless other things that actually determine the ranking, such as age of site. If you have an older website, it has more authority than the newer website. Things like that will always play a part in it. But this is my resume. I'm showing you value versus just showing words on a paper. I will leave my information at the bottom of this sheet, so please get in contact with me if you like what you heard, and we can move from there. I appreciate you taking the time to actually listen to me, and have a good day.